Debbie Statler, Editor-in-Chief of Provider Magazine, and today I have the chance to sit down with Nate Schema, President and CEO of the Good Samaritan Society. Thank you for being with us today.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Now, your facility is winning a Silver Quality Award this year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But let's go back to the beginning real quick. How did you get started in your career in long-term care?
Absolutely. I don't know that I ever grew up thinking, I definitely want to be in healthcare or nursing homes more specifically, but I think that's the influence of growing up around a lot of nurses and having a lot of healthcare professionals in the family. My mom actually ran a bunch of developmentally disabled group homes, and so I got my start kind of young, working those overnights, high school and right out of high school. So a lot of healthcare influences that ultimately brought me over to the industry.
I often hear people have family ties to their reasons that they get started in this industry. Now, speaking of your quality improvement process, how did Good Samaritan get started on that journey? What made you decide to start?
Absolutely. I think one of our goals here over the last couple of years is how do we be more intentional about the quality process, getting more involved with the association so we can create a highly reliable and transparent organization. I've been with the Good Sam for the better part of 17, 18 years now, and for good, bad, or indifferent, for whatever, when we had something, maybe a negative outcome, we didn't always talk about it. And so one of the things that's been really important to me as we move forward is I want to make sure that we're learning from those mistakes. Mistakes happen every day. It's not the fault. It's never intentional, but I want to ensure that we have the systems in place so that we can produce highly reliable outcomes. We can be transparent about those things so we can learn and grow. What happens in New Mexico in one of our locations might prevent that from happening in Tennessee or in South Dakota. So for us, it's all about how do we continue to be open, honest. It's a journey. We're not going to be perfect every single day, but how do we create a culture where quality is really a part of everything that we do?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, really capturing those lessons learned. Well, what has this quality improvement journey meant to you as a leader, to your facility, to your staff? How is everyone really receiving it?
Candidly, I would say that we're in the infancy stages of the journey. We call it our SAFE journey, SAFE, and it stands for Sanford Accountability for Excellence. And again, it comes down to how do we be intentional every single day about having the conversation, lifting up near misses, lifting up opportunities where lifting up and celebrating maybe a success, and then looking at maybe some near misses that could have happened. Hey, if we got lucky on this one, and how do we ensure that this doesn't happen every single day? So, for us, it's really it is a journey. It needs to be baked into everything we do. And while I'm super proud that we've got one location receiving a silver award today, we don't have a gold yet. And being as competitive as I am, we got a long way to go, and I want a couple golds. So we got some work to do.
I love that. Always good to have big plans. So you've mentioned the idea of intentionality. What are some other takeaways from the quality process that you have started with your facilities?
Absolutely. It always sounds a little cliche and too simple, but it's communication. How do you bring your teams together, have that huddle every single day, and just talk about what's working, what's not working. You're always better when you get all perspectives around your team, whether it's the person serving the food, whether it's the person in and out of that room as a housekeeper. They often know those residents as well or better than any of our nursing staff. So I think for us, it's how do we continue to share openly everything that's happened in our communities, and then be consistent. I'm often always telling our leaders, sometimes one of the most important things you can do is show up. Whether it's showing up to your meetings, be consistent on doing what you say you're going to do, but how do we just create intentional moments each and every day?
Mm-hmm. I'm always impressed at how many areas the quality improvement journey touches. Like you mentioned, communication, bringing the team together, that open and honest culture to talk about these things. It's really impressive how it just reaches across the board. Well, as someone who has started and is working their way along the quality improvement journey, what advice would you give to someone who is just starting or might be thinking of starting?
Absolutely. I think it's always, sometimes people look at their quality program and it's daunting. And there's so many facets to it and going, where do I start? How do I get my arms around this? And it wasn't that many years ago, despite my gray hair, it wasn't that many years ago where I'm like, well, this is a monthly meeting. We're going through the checklist. We're going through the dashboard, but it didn't feel like it was coming to life. And so what I would tell any new leader within our organization or the business, start small, pick 2-3 things, celebrate those successes, and then continue to build upon that. Rally the team around those things, make sure everybody understands what those goals are, and then celebrate along the way. I think that's where, once you establish that culture, that's when those awards start coming down the line, and maybe the gold, not too far down the line.
No, I see it happening. But no, I agree. I love how we talk about it as a journey. It's not just a one and done, or you do it and then you stop. It's really this continuous process as you move along these levels, which is great.
Absolutely.
Well, I hope to see you receiving a gold award in the near future.
You can count on it.
Thanks for spending some time
Thank
with
you,
us
Debbie.
today.
Appreciate it.